Cancelled.
Don't remember doing this at all. I can only hold myself accountable.
Cancelled.
Look how good my life is.
So what else? Cancel me.
Tana Brooke is cancelled.
Hello and welcome back to Cancelled 2.0 episode 1.
Woohoo!
I love to call it 2.0 and it's just like not what it is at all.
No, yeah, sorry about that.
That's how we're coping with the trauma of, season 1 ending. But we are finally back. We are at my house. We are shooting this episode for the first time.
The very first time, our very first try.
We tried to shoot this episode like last week, and I don't know what got into us or what we were feeling, but we came in with our like sad sacks on.
No, here's the thing. I filmed that episode, ended it, and I was like, we ate. Like, that was amazing. And we both watched it back. We were like, what the fuck? Like,
I felt the exact opposite. Like immediately after we were done.
You knew already?
I was like, oh no. And then I felt like almost in post we could like fix it in the edit. And then I was like,
yeah,
no.
I feel like I knew that we would have to like cut some like slow parts because we did get a little dark.
Yeah, we got dark and slow. The thing is we really wanted the first episode back to kind of be like a where we've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but unfortunately we said too much about where we've been.
And where we've been is not happy. It's not, we were saying this to each other in the very beginning and we were kind of like, thank God in a way we didn't have a podcast because like
it was
who
a
we
dark
were
time,
as people is just crazy. So I think today we're going to try to still do that because I know that people want to know where we've been.
And we want to touch on like the important things. We talked about some important things. We covered some important stories, but it wasn't quite what it needed to be.
It wasn't fun and spunky. And I think that today we need to do the best to make light of our trauma and give you a fun and spunky update on where we've been. But first of all, thank you to the people for waiting.
Thank you so much. Sorry
so
about
long.
That. Like, it was an actual accident.
Yeah, it was sincerely an accident. We really didn't want Cancelled to end, but 2.0, we are back and better than ever. We have great guests coming for you. We have the best team doing all of this. And I'm stoked to be back. So Cancelled ended in May or June.
It was
Something
May.
like that, which is almost a year, which is kind of actually terrifying.
We're almost at our 1 year.
Which is good that we got it back before then. There was a point that I was worried we were going to be out of the podcasting space for a second.
It was scary. I thought it was out of the influencer space. I was literally like applying at restaurants. Like, it was crazy.
It's so weird too, because it's like during the time we went on a bunch of different podcasts, obviously you and I on different ones, but the feeling of having your own is so different to me.
Yeah, because there's one thing like answering questions, but like actually going in and being like, today I want to talk about this. It's exciting.
And like I almost equate it to like shower thoughts, you know?
It is. It is exactly shower thoughts. I'll always be in the shower and be like, gotta talk about this on my imaginary podcast.
So we were gone for a while.
You're like 4 boyfriends down.
Which is actually fucking crazy. It's actually I'm so embarrassed of my like.
It's not embarrassing. It's inspirational.
When we ended on Cancelled, I was in my Chris Miles era. And
aren't we still? Like, be for real.
I like feel like an addict who's like slipped up so many times, and I'm like, but guys, this time I'm off the black tar.
Girl, if anyone knows, it's me.
Yeah, we have to get into talking about that. But I was definitely in the most toxic space of my life, I think, for like the first 6 months.
Well,
and the tail end, I guess, honestly. But no, like whole toxic relationship, whole moment. And I think that I was saying this last time that I think my toxic relationship would have gone on 10 times longer if I still had the podcast.
Yeah, because you would have had to exploit him for content, of course.
And it was, oh my God. And just thinking about how bad things were in like the end, I would have came on and been like, guess what silly fun thing happened last week? And the silly fun thing in question
Not
is
silly
like
fun at all.
My windows are shattered. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just actually jail time. And I had to kind of figure that one out, which was good.
I don't know. I'm glad you're out of it, but that was it was like a fun and fresh thing for us to talk about.
It was a great podcast topic, but that's where it ended when it comes to things being great. And I think I'm healed.
I
think I'll never be in a toxic relationship again. I'm going to clip this in like 6 months. It's going to be so embarrassing.
I love you. And I really hope that is true for you. But what do you think, what do you think is the difference between like then and now? Like, what do you think has changed really drastically to make it so that you don't think that will happen to you again?
I think that I was just in a point, and it's so crazy because it's like, if you asked me at that time, like, do you love yourself? I would have been like, fuck yeah, I love myself. Like, I love myself. Life's good. I love myself. But like, if you're allowing that shit to go on, some screw is not screwed in. Do you know what I mean?
See, here's the thing. Problem is, I don't. And, and like, that's the problem for sure, because I feel like that could happen to me too.
Brooke ended up, as I was kind of trying to get out of my toxic relationship, you entered one.
But to me, it wasn't that. Like, to me, I was like,
Which is just crazy.
Well, but to everybody else, it was this too. It was the end that everyone was like, wait. It wasn't a toxic relationship. I was like, oh my God. Well, it was. Basically, immediately like got into a new relationship, and it was like truly the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Well, this is so crazy. What's actually crazy as well is she's gone on every other podcast under the sun, and you're like, cheater, liar, asshole, whatever. And then you sit down under the canceled lights and you're like, God, it was amazing, which is insane to me, because you can just...
It wasn't amazing, but it felt like, to me, this was like my first like real like serious relationship where I was like very in love with somebody, and it was so immediate. Like we literally met very first date. We basically moved in together, and we never separated. And that's, first of all, sounds romantic. It's unhealthy. Okay, don't do that.
It is, yeah, but it's fun. I get it.
It was amazing. I loved him so much, and like we fought every second. But
yeah. And then we found out he was Jeffrey Dahmer, but now Brooke wants Taylor Swift Eras tickets. So she's being nice to him this week to try to get Taylor Swift tickets.
Okay. Well, listen.
That's like, I would talk to any one of my exes for
It was a very, very transformative, or like a formative experience for me. Okay. This was like my first major relationship. You guys missed it all. Thank God.
Yeah, if you had a podcast at that time, I think it would have been really scary.
No, it would have been dangerous. And like, we kind of joke about it now, but like the end of that relationship,
I thought you were going to die.
No, I was going to die.
And I don't want to say that it made me feel good in any way, because it didn't. No. But it's nice that now we can kind of bond. Like, because before, I feel like I would be toxic with my ex, and we'd be like fighting and being crazy, and you'd be like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, just break up.
No, it helped me understand a lot like more about like, I had to do a whole round of apologies for like my certain friends that I was like kind of like, because before it's like easy to be like, your boyfriend fucking sucks, you're an idiot. Like, why would you deal with that?
Until you have
until
the boyfriend
you're in it, and then you're like,
sucks.
Wait, I love him.
Yeah, it's actually like the whole trauma bond of it all is like so scary, obviously.
It is. And this is where we kind of went wrong with the last episode. We got a little too dark on this aspect. So I will keep it short and sweet. That was a really horrible breakup, really traumatic, really awful.
Yeah, but I hate that you're talking to him again so much.
I'm not talking to him again.
You know what's funny about Brooke? I was telling her this downstairs is I hate talking to you about it, because everything is a bit.
Well, like, no, you'll be like, it's not a bit. It's just like, to me, it's like funny.
like she comes in and she's like, yeah, I just talked to him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like an hour later I go, Brooke, I really hate that you're talking to him again. You go, I'm not.
No, yeah, he's horrible. It's fine. Like, listen, I loved him so much. And you know what Billie Eilish said? Okay, she said it better than anyone else. That shit's embarrassing. You know?
Yeah.
That's what
you're
she said.
Like, I don't talk shit about you on the internet.
That's what she said. And that's what I'm kind of trying to do.
As of today. Yeah, that's what's killing me. She just like actively promoted a podcast that she went on where she's like, fuck him, he's a cheater. Like, I didn't know anything. So I got a hey girly DM.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He
and
cheated
like multiple
on me.
podcasts too. Even at that, sorry, I just had to like jump in because this really actually, hi everyone.
Not God coming in.
I'm off camera because I don't know. I'm just here for funny commentary as usual. You know what they say. Go ahead. I'm like,
Please do.
Brooke. What?
No. Okay.
You know what you did.
You know, honestly, I get it. I think like I've always said, like being in a toxic relationship is the same thing as a drug addiction. It is so hard to get out of. And I think you're like still talking. It's fun, Aaron. Here's the thing is what's going to happen right now. I'm predicting it. I'm calling it so hard. You guys will run your relationship back turbo.
No, we won't.
I know.
No,
look at you're smiling.
He won't.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I think you'll run it back turbo one more time, and then it'll be like Armageddon one more time.
But here's the problem is I didn't enjoy it the first time.
No one does.
No.
But I think that the trauma bond of it all like sucks you back in. It's like the ocean.
It is hard.
So
and I'm being like lighthearted about it right now, but it's a really bad idea. I know it's bad. but I always use this like metaphor as like, or of the like messy room. Like it felt like a messy room when like we broke up. It was the most messy breakup you guys could possibly imagine. Like imagine like a divorce with like 7 children, but it was like so much worse than that. Like I was so dramatic about it and it felt so huge and horrible to me that it was like, I thought I was going to die. Like it really did.
Documentary coming soon.
I keep making these jokes that, I mean, well, what I will say is I commend the shit out of you because you're able from what you went through to be like, yeah, we had a messy breakup. Like if I were in your shoes, because in my, like Brooke didn't do anything wrong. She's not going to say that like, because she wants to fucking FaceTime him in an hour. But like, it's all him. Like he was awful and psycho. And I just feel so much better getting that off my chest. Thank you. Like I commend you. I commend you a lot for your ability.
He knows. Listen, like, I'll say it.
To talk about it super nice. I think that at some point in life, there will be a Netflix documentary about him. And I have to say that sentence again. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Unlike Tana, I want to go to the Eras tour.
Here's the thing. It makes me like, it sounds so stupid. And I know it's like anyone listening is like, Brooke, get the fuck up. Like, get up.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but I do feel like a certain like or just like an unsettling feeling about having like unresolved like issues with anybody. Like I don't have that with anyone. Like
I agree with that, but I think that you're like, you can have unresolved issues with or resolved issues.
It's not like, oh, I'm still so in love with him. I just want to still be with him. No, it's not. It isn't. It really isn't. It's not.
We'll see how the cookie crumbles, how things unfold.
Listen, I've seen the other side.
I believe in you.
And things are looking bright.
But here's what I will say is after my toxic relationship finally came to an end, I was like, I am never dating anyone in the entertainment industry again. Fuck them singers, fuck them rappers, fuck everything.
Yeah, what'd you say your type was? You said normies?
Yeah, normies. I was picking the normies. I was picking up the normies and like saving them. Like I was fine. No, I'm kidding. But I ended up dating 2 really normal guys back to back. And I thought that was going to be the be all end all cure all for me. Like that my problem was dating these narcissistic, toxic, and I'm not saying
like in the entertainment industry.
100%. And I met one of them on Hinge, the first one. And Hinge is my favorite thing in the world, I will say. You just deleted them, right?
I did, but I got to pick them back up. I deleted them thinking I was really in it with someone else, and I just wasn't.
Talk about that?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
But I just did a B2B normie situation.
Oh, back to back, bitch. Not B2B normies.
And they were both great guys. I really don't have much to like say about that, but I'm realizing that there does have to be a happy medium between like a little bit of fun toxicity for me, I think.
It sounds horrible. Okay.
It does. It sounds so horrible.
Maybe it's the mental illness in me, but there does have to be a little bit of like
spice.
Spunk. Yeah.
Like I don't mind a little bit of jealousy.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't particularly like want another like maybe like serial killer, but like I wouldn't mind having like someone who gets a little jealous or like gets a little like.
It's like my most recent ex would like call me one time and I wouldn't answer, and then he just like wouldn't text, whatever. Like, and then I'd call him later and he'd be like, I called, like you were busy, and I'd be like, call me 4 times. Like, text me, like just
try harder.
Like make it up, like I don't care if you literally have to make it up. Be like, what are you doing? Like, I just need a little bit of that to keep myself interested. You know what I mean?
We were just talking about this on the episode that we accidentally had to trash, but like, just the idea that like some people have these like completely normal, like functional relationships where they see each other, once and then another time a week later, like it doesn't make sense, at least to me.
Ex number 1 of 2 of the normies was like that.
Calling them normies, like I don't think that's going to go over well.
Okay, I don't mean normies like that is bad. I guess I've said this on other podcasts. When I say normies, I literally mean they have a normal life with a normal job. I don't mean normies like lesser than. I literally just mean like
guys who aren't working in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Like, and if anything, that's like a compliment. Like they're sane and normal and fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like normie number one would literally have to like pencil me in. Like he'd be like, okay, so like next Tuesday at 4, let's get coffee.
Yeah. And he didn't even have a job like that. You know what I mean? Like he did, but he didn't.
He was just like so type A about it. You know what I mean? And I would like lose my fucking mind.
I have even friends like that where I'm like, if I have to, if I text you and you have to say like, yeah, I'll see you Wednesday. I'm not hanging out with you.
And I get that if you're so busy, but I'm like, you're literally my boyfriend. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
my boyfriend.
And like being like, come over right now at like 8 p.m. to cuddle would like stress him out. And I'd be like, what do you need? Like,
you're my boyfriend.
yeah, like there has to be a bit of like.
I really get that, but it's hard because I don't really have a good reference point for like the normal individual.
Yeah, at all. 100%. I just dated a very normal guy and it was great, I guess. I guess the problem with that one was just that we didn't live in the same city.
Yeah. So Tana's whole thing, this original Normie number 1, he was great.
So fine.
Whatever. He was fine. Moved across the country.
Oh, I didn't even talk about that. Yeah, we like dated one time and we got in a big fight, and our big fight was actually about that, like him not having enough enrichment time for his enclosure, like whole 9. Like,
oh my God.
Like that, like I wanted to hang out last minute when I hadn't seen him in like 2 weeks. First of all, we were never gonna work, and then we broke up over our like dumb little fight. He was out of town for like a week and then came home and he was like, I have to go to my house, and I was just like upset and whatever. And then he was mad that I was upset about that, and it was just like a whole thing. And we had plans, by the way. If you're watching this, we had plans and you bailed on them.
Stupid brat.
And we tried to get back together, and then he was like, I'm moving across the country. And that was like the whole thing, which is just like so offensive, really.
To me, it's like he had to have known that.
No, he pulled up on me and was just like, I have great news. And I was like, what? And he was like, my business is expanding to New York. And I was like, how is that great news for me? Long schlong ding dong.
Like you were supposed to be like, oh my God, congratulations.
Yeah, like super
See
sad
you
about
later.
that for sure. I wanted that like post X sex for like a minute.
That is a bummer. He was a looker for sure. I don't know if he had a lot going on upstairs, but
Definitely not. Giving golden retriever. Oh my God. I'm doing it again.
but then no, the very next one was golden retriever.
Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of why I back to back went for 2 like very, very sweet guys who just like adored me and treated me like a princess. And
I think that
somehow
is your
wasn't enough.
vibe. I think that is who you're supposed to be with. I think that both of those just had like really extenuating circumstances where like it couldn't work out.
That's true. That's the thing is now. So now I'm back in my like kind of single era, right? And I have a fuck buddy.
Okay.
And I just, God, I want to leave him a Yelp review. He is, I want to say in my entire life, and if you're watching this, see you later. He is my favorite fuck buddy I think I've ever had. Ever. I think that he's a good fuck buddy because his type of demeanor is like not necessarily the guy that I go for to date. Like you were saying that I normally date like a golden retriever ass man. And I feel like I always attract guys like this that think that like what I want in a man is like to sass me, to like humble me, to like banter me.
Or like compete with your personality kind of thing where it's like,
yeah, or just like, you know what I mean? Like banter me until I like die. Like Jeff the other day said that he's like, you just love a TikTok boy who's going to be your puppy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as in like, I do kind of love a boy who's like, roof. It's like my puppy. I fucking hate when someone's just like sassing the shit out of me gassing up this
no,
man.
I think you do need like a sweet.
I love
guy.
a sweetie sweetheart, but I was gonna say, so my fuck buddy doesn't really possess that, so it's like perfect for a fuck buddy because it's like not what
you look for in a someone you want to date.
Yeah, but he's
that
gonna
is
see
perfect.
this, I don't mean
that's
it.
ideal. When you look for somebody you just want to have sex with, you usually look for everything exactly the opposite of someone you would want to date, right?
Yeah, but I've never done that. I always get in these weird entanglements with my fuck buddies where it's like fuck buddy turns to relationship. You know what I mean?
Me too, because I don't know my type. I just know like, wait, all of a sudden I like you.
But you and I also like love a man, and we always talk about this pool boy, our shared fuck buddy.
Wait, I hate when we say that though. And every time we talk about it, I'm like, we shouldn't talk about that.
You hate that, but I don't know why you hate that so much. Sometimes you fuck him, sometimes I fuck him. I think it's fun.
But I think that the reason that I have such like a hesitance about it, is that a word? It's because I see the comments where people are like, LA is such a cesspool. Like, that's so disgusting. They hook up with the same guy.
But like,
and it is right. You are correct. But you have to, if you saw the guy, maybe you would feel differently. I don't know. Like,
no. But we both have admitted that we like fucking pool boy because you get to like play house for a night. Like when he like comes over, it's like you guys could like cook dinner. You act like you're dating. It's like, baby.
For
like,
reference, we call him pool boy because he's like 5 years younger than us, or like 4. He's 4 years younger than me.
He's like 2 years younger than me.
Okay, well, he's 4 years younger than me. So I call him pool boy because it makes me feel young again.
I call him pool boy because it's like the convenience of it. Like he's just like,
it's not convenient, bitch. He lives in Encino.
But it's like, I don't know how to explain it. He gives like all of a sudden he's cleaning your pool, next minute he's inside of you.
It's just very like, it feels safe. Like there's something like safe about it. He's such a like sweetheart. He's so nice. And like,
Yeah.
He's like a husband for a night.
Exactly. But that's why I think I always fall for my fuck buddies, because like 1 minute we're like baking a cake and the next minute he's like raw dogging me. And then I'm like, oh, that was sweet.
That's a really beautiful story. Yeah, that never happens to me with mine anyway.
Speaking of fuck buddies, I want you to, can we talk about your most recent situation, please?
That was not a fuck buddy.
I know, but I feel like
We
the
can
sex
talk-
was like a fun part of it.
We can talk about it. So obviously, like I talked about having gone through like literally the world's worst breakup. I
Yeah.
was like fucking miserable. I was like not a human. I was a shell of a person for like months.
And you're
okay?
really good about like not immediately like, you know, I've always said get over someone, get under someone else.
No,
you know?
I was so traumatized. I couldn't eat, let alone like touch another person. Like I was like, I could never. So
I need me some of that.
the first moment, I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm feeling okay again. Like maybe I'll put myself back out there. I like had seen this guy.
She posted an Instagram story.
No, enough.
No one's gonna know.
It was like a friend of mine had posted this guy, and I was like, he's so like, he's a good looking guy. Okay?
I also just want to like let the people know that it's not like your friend posted their barista. Like he's famous. as
No,
shit.
he's not.
Oh my God.
Don't say that. But I'm trying to talk about him in a way that I can actually talk about him. So
Okay.
that people don't.
He would love this shit.
Anyway, my roommate posted this guy. She was into him, whatever. And so I was like, you know what? Not into him, but like she was a fan of his,
Okay.
like what he does. He's a brilliant tennis player. And I was like, you know what? He's a really good looking guy. Historically, you guys know me. Okay. You guys know I never go for like really good looking guys. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back on the horse. Like I'm going to go back outside and I'm going to talk to this guy.
It was shocking to see you kind of be with someone that like the whole world thinks is hot. Do you know what I mean? Like traditionally hot.
You're saying too much.
That could be fucking literally anyone.
So I was excited about it. I DM'd him. Like I just thought I was having fun. I was like, oh, this is going to be like a fun thing like for me to do. Haha.
Yeah.
Like hee. And immediately it just went into like violent sexting.
Violent, which is so unlike you. I swear to God.
That's so fun. If you know me, like as like much as I talk about like sex and stuff on the podcast, like I am not that I'm non-sexual, but like it does not come naturally to me at all. Like if you saw me during this like sex fest I accidentally had for fucking 3 weeks straight, I was literally like phoning a friend like on thesaurus.com, literally like another word for choke. Like what the fuck do I say? Like I didn't know
we'd
what to
be
say.
like out at dinner and we'd lose Brooke for 25 minutes. Like she'd just be locked
No, but
into her
because I
phone.
was like obsessed with this guy. I had never met him. We'd only ever talked over social media, and we just started texting and stuff. And I was like, okay, I really like, he's so hot. So it's like literal, just like violent sexting. I felt like I was in an eHarmony relationship.
No, I'm gonna like literally. I would look over at your phone and be like, I can't wait to.
Okay, it's so unlike me. It's like it's funny now to think about because I'm like, wait, what? But I wanted what he was offering. You know what I mean? So I had to hold up my end.
Yeah.
It progressed, and I was just like, I thought it was just that. You know what I mean? You're sexting a guy. It's like obviously that's a relationship, but at a certain point, it's like we run out of things to talk about. Like
You could only sext someone so much before it's like,
no, and it was like I don't know. It really took the edge off, honestly. And then it like we just became obsessed with each other. I was like, oh my god, like it was all of a sudden like.
yeah,
Good morning, baby. Like, how's your day?
full love bombs.
A full love bomb situation. And if you know me, that's how you get me. Okay.
Yeah. I love a good love bomb. I'm like
Please
fighting it
love bomb
right
me.
now.
And no, it's the greatest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing that makes sense to me. It was perfect. And mind you, I still have not met this man in person.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically an online relationship that I'm in.
She's like walking around being like, my little boyfriend texted me.
He was,
and we're like, Brooke, you
listen to
haven't
me.
met him.
I won't speak for him, but I was dating him. Okay, like I was dating this man. He might not have been dating me back, but like I was like really invested in this situation. I was like,
And then
this is my guy.
And then what did you do? She did one of my favorite terms. I just want to say it's one of my favorite
What's my
fucking terms.
Wait, what is it?
You Star Trekked for the dick. If you go more than go more than 15 miles, really 25 miles, okay? No, 20 miles. You're Star Trekking for the dick.
I did.
You Star Trekked across the country and
So-
you met for the first time.
No, so this man, he travels for work, like his job, he like moves around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, listen, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. for Valentine's Day. And I was like, perfect. Like, I love D.C. Never been.
I thought you'd been?
Of course I've never
You were
been.
like, that Abe Lincoln Monument just gets me fucking
no, I was
wet,
literally
daddy.
like Lincoln Memorial set me up.
Yeah.
He was like, let's spend Valentine's Day. Like we'll spend a couple days. And I was like, absolutely.
Mhm.
Again, I've never met this man. So I literally flew across the country.
She was downstairs picking out like puffers and shit. I was like, are you good?
I was excited. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we had mutual friends and stuff. I knew he wasn't like a psychopath. He's such a fucking
like, he's a really
sweetheart.
girthy guy. Like, just like,
Stop. He was a sweetheart. He was a really nice guy. And he was just nice.
yeah.
So
I
was like,
also
why
think
not?
that's weirdly like best case. Like, I think Valentine's Day when you're dating someone is so much pressure. You've never met them. Like,
I have never met this guy, and I was flying to DC for Valentine's Day. Like, that's actually, now thinking back on it, I'm like, that's psycho.
but
Like,
I
that's
love it.
psycho.
I loved it.
But I went, and it was amazing. Honestly, we had the best time.
She came. She saw.
Enough.
She conquered.
We had the best time. He's kind of, honestly, a nerd. Like, kind of.
Mhm.
We literally went to like the Holocaust Memorial and like
So romantic.
where Lincoln was assassinated. Like, we like really did DC like a field trip.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
That's such a funny,
mentioned
like,
this guy.
day.
This guy's like hot. Okay. And I don't usually like, that's not my type.
Yeah.
Usually.
You were just downstairs saying that the fatter your exes would get, the hotter they were to you. Continue.
I did say that. But it's usually off-putting when someone's like really good looking to me, and it's like I usually assume their personality sucks or like they're not funny or like something. And this guy, it didn't really make sense. Like, he was good looking, he was funny. It like he needed something off about him, and he was a nerd. So I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And we had the best time.
It's such a funny day, like Holocaust Museum and then just like rabbit sex.
No, stop. You're making this more inappropriate than it has to be. It was a really good time. Honestly, listen, whatever. We had the best time. I came back here. I saw him when he came back here.
Mhm.
Ultimately, we decided like it just wasn't, like it literally wasn't going to work
like your
out.
lifestyles weren't matching up. type
Well,
thing.
he, like I said, he travels a lot for his job. And I made like kind of a comment. I was like, hey, like, listen, it's fine if you're gone all the time, but I need you to talk to me more. And he's like, yeah, no, I can't. I was like, okay, perfect. Like,
But I will say, I think that it was good for kind of getting you over your relationship.
it was exactly like perfect for what it was. It like taught me like, first of all, Lord bless my ex, but
That there's better fish in the sea, you know?
it was really exciting for me. And honest to God, listen, I'm still hopeful about it. So listen, if you're listening to this
Hey.
and you feel like calling me,
You're in a really good story arc right now from where you've been from Canceled, because obviously the last that people saw you were you kind of tripping over Joe.
oh, may
You
he
know?
rest in peace.
And now you're like besties with his new girlfriend.
oh my God, love her. We started talking about this on the last episode, or like when we tried to film this episode before.
Yeah.
And like that was the very last episode. We didn't know it was going to be the last episode of Canceled, but I talked about Joe and how he had told me like, oh, you know, I found this new girl or whatever.
Amazing.
Cut to
cliffhanger.
us accidentally like getting fully canceled episodes over. Like that was the last thing that was ever going to be put out there.
Mhm.
And he got a new girlfriend and I immediately got a new boyfriend, but I didn't talk to him
Yeah.
literally the entire time. Like I didn't talk to him from the time Canceled ended until day before yesterday. Literally.
Really? Yeah.
I called him when
Your breakup happened.
my breakup happened just to be like, bruh,
like you weren't that
like,
bad.
you got to hear this. Bless your heart. But this was like my first time really being around him. Love his new girlfriend. Like I actually love his new girlfriend. And if you told me that, if you told me that a year ago, I would have been like, you're fucking delusional. Like I could never.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You and I have both talked about how much we love being friends with our ex's new things. Like I love that. Like if my ex is dating someone else and they're my friend, it's
not
such
that
a
I love
bonus.
being their friend. It's that I always try to see what they saw, and then I always end up accidentally seeing what they see.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
So like I always end up like accidentally falling in love with the girl.
Yeah.
It's
so
a
you're in
major
love with
issue I
Joe's
have.
girlfriend.
No, I like her more than him. No offense, Joe. But I do. She's hilarious. She's fucking hilarious. And she like, to me, she makes way more sense. Like, cause I knew that him and I never made sense,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter to me. I was like, I love him.
yeah.
Now it's like, okay, perfect.
I was hoping this would be a segue into what you found out she saw you doing.
Oh, oh, fuck you. So
just come out and say it. Come on.
Tana purposefully got me drunk before this episode because she didn't think I was loose enough in the last one. But I did. Okay, so I ran into Joe and his girlfriend at a friend's birthday party like a few months back. I didn't really like speak to them at all, but I saw them and it was like a fine interaction.
Yeah.
And I blacked out for obvious reasons.
Yeah, like,
because I was just like trying to feel comfortable. Okay, I blacked out. And I sucked it. Wait, my dad's gonna see this.
Can I say it? There's a restaurant here in LA, bar and restaurant. And the best way I know how to describe it is like if Texas Roadhouse wasn't a chain restaurant. Like if it was just it's like a hole in the wall version of like a Texas Roadhouse kind of bar situation that everyone goes to. It's called Barney's Beanery. Brooke sucked dick behind a Barney's Beanery. Brooke sucked dick behind the
It was a major low point in my life. I was really going through a lot, and honest to God, I just had to feel something.
Like what brought you to like the alley? Like what?
Pool boy brought me to the alley. Be for real.
So you sucked pool boy off behind Barney's Beanery, which is crazy for you.
It was just like funny, like haha, like we're.
It was just a bit.
You're making me sound horrible. We have to talk about something you've done after this, but
That's fine.
it was just like an innocent. Okay, first of all, nobody could see us.
Except
No, it wasn't that. It was just like we were just being funny, like haha. Like it was like I was going through a breakup. I was going through a really hard time.
and sometimes you just need to suck dick in an alley.
But we emerged from the shadows. And the only two people standing outside are Joe and his new girlfriend. And I knew in that moment, I was like, they know. Because I knew Joe knew I hooked up with Pool Boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just couldn't look him in the eye. And I never knew for sure. I never like fully validated. Like I was just like, oh God, I think they know.
Yeah.
But then the other day I was feeling really comfortable with Joe's new girlfriend. I was like, and you know what? I was like, she's my bestie. I'm going to tell her. I'm like, I sucked dick behind this Barney's Beanery. And she's like, oh girl, I saw. I go, what?
Imagine someone like loving the podcast and like walking by and just seeing you.
It wasn't like that. It was, nobody saw it. She didn't see it. Nobody saw it.
And just like you were walking away.
We come back from behind the dumpster or wherever we were. I don't know because I wasn't there. But anyway, tell us the story about you.
Honestly, I'm like surprised I've never done that, like specifically in an alley, like behind a place.
Pool Boy has dragged you out into an alley, and I know that you're lying. This guy, bless his heart, he's such an angel, but he's 22.
Yeah.
He's horny.
Super horny. I fucked him in a lot of like public restrooms.
Yeah, I was there the first time.
Yeah, that was the turbulent time. That's like Chris Miles will never let that one go, you know?
We talked about that already on Canceled.
Yeah, we did. That was not my brightest judgment. You know what I mean? Chris is in a new relationship.
What are your thoughts?
I actually fucking love it. Like I fucking ship it, which I never thought I would get to a place where I like ship my ex with someone else.
That's what you feel all of a sudden. I feel like it's once you don't care anymore. But what's like, do you know a lot about her? I feel like I don't really know anything about her.
I'm not like super, super close with her, but I like know her like pretty well. And like, you know what I mean? Just like LA, like party friends type of thing. But she was like, she's always been very nice to me. Like anytime I was like going through sobriety or anything, she's been like so nice to me. And
is
like,
she sober?
I don't know.
She's not giving me sober.
I have no idea, to be honest with you right now. I just like, they're such a match made, you know, they're perfect for each other. And I ship it. I do, which is kind of wild. I love to watch it.
Is it a weird feeling? Like when you're like, I could never see this man with another girl. And then you do. And you're like, perfect.
On it, like people will like send me, like they posted photos together today and hella people were sending them to me, like people I know. And I feel like people like are wanting to elicit a reaction from me, like, oh my God, fuck that. And I'm like, yes. Like I actually like, I was like, those are cute.
You're
like, you
stronger
know what I mean?
than me. If it were like my most actual recent ex, if they were to send me a photo of like him with someone new, I think I would actually like kill myself and like leave a note that said like it was his fault.
I got hit with 2 bombs today. Like I said,
I was just kidding. I didn't like the look you guys gave each other.
I got hit with 2 bombs today. I saw my Normie ex that moved to New York with his new girlfriend, and like Chris is like post with, you know, whatever.
Oh, double homicide.
Right, double homicide. And like, but Normie ex, like it's like we couldn't be together because we moved across the country, and just because we couldn't be together. But like in my head, like, do you know what I mean? Like we couldn't be together because he moved across the country. So I'm like,
that's like me and my delusional. Like we couldn't be together because he was so busy. Like really, he probably just didn't want to be.
Like 110%. Like definitely just I'm living in cotton candy la la land.
But I will live in my delusion until I die, and I don't care.
Normie exes, it's like fuck you. You cannot move on. You need to be hung
How
up on me
dare
for the
you.
rest of, but like, I think when you exhaust something with someone for so long and
It's like,
you
come
know
on, like-
that you can't, like, I know I can't be with him. So why the fuck I don't want someone to be alone forever. And it's like, I've always said this about,
I want my ex to be alone forever.
I
Forever.
just know I can't be with him. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I actually am genuinely like happy to see him move on. And Chris, I've always like felt that way about that. It's like, you know, like even when I've broken up and we've been like awful and someone around me will be like, oh my God, I like want him to die. He's the worst. I'll be like, no, knock on wood. No, like Chris is like, I very much just like want him to live like a happy, healthy, good life, you know?
That is a good thing. I mean, all of us love Chris. It's not like anyone like wishes him bad, but I just can't relate to that because I wish my ex is like the worst.
I just feel like I'm such a manifester. Like when I wish someone the worst or wish a bad thing,
It
like
works.
it like happens a lot. And like,
That's true. And I'm lying for no reason. Like I literally like pray for my exes to like do well.
yeah. Do you pray? I can't imagine you praying.
I don't pray, but I ask for things. Like I don't know who I'm talking to, but I do. I'm serious. I go to bed every night. Like I asked for something big last night. I forget what it was.
What did you ask for?
I don't know. But I woke up this morning. My ex was on the Lollapalooza lineup. I'm like, I will kill myself.
But that just means we're going to Lollapalooza. So that's kind of a slay.
Don't be mad at me, but I'm gonna piss myself.
Okay, no, go pee because then I want to do pop culture and then maybe like a fun little game. I feel like that was a pretty hearty, healthy, safe and sound love life update from what we've been doing love life wise since
I feel like
canceled.
I have accidentally said too much and you have said too little.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about anything else I can say. One thing about me being on 75 hard and in my like sobriety journey, that's like one thing I've obviously been doing since canceled. I'm almost done with it. Is I don't make as rogue of like fun decisions to talk about on the podcast. Like I think so safe and sound,
Yeah. So that's
which
yeah.
I kind of hate, but I am trying to pick back up my roster and be a little crazy. And I'm hoping that will make for some great canceled content.
Oh, it will. Listen, she's gonna come back in full force right now. I'm gonna carry us. I'm gonna carry us home.
But I do think that obviously we have a lot more to update the people on, but I think that was like a good little, you know, just some things that we were doing. And I have a bunch of pop culture topics to talk about, which is probably where I'll get myself in the most trouble anyway.
Would love to.
Should we talk about some pop culture?
Mm-hmm.
Just for good measure, do we weigh in on Hailey and Selena?
I think I try to, but then every time I do, I like get canceled like a little, and I'm a little scared of that. I'm gonna
You're
be honest.
actually very, very funny about it. Like, you know what I mean though? Like people try to give you shit like, oh,
I love playing devil's advocate. I love playing like, what if you were in that position? And it's not me choosing sides. It's not me like necessarily like deciding like which team I'm on. It's just me being like, listen, if Justin Bieber came to you, I'm talking to you.
yes, whatever the question is, yes, I do it.
Tomorrow, and was like, you know what? I don't see anyone else. The only thing I see is you. Okay. I love you. I want to get married. What would you do?
I'd marry him.
Exactly. That's what Hailey Bieber did.
The thing is if you talked to me 6 months ago, like I'm so like, I love Hailey Bieber. I am her biggest fucking fan. And that's why it's been so hard for me, because seeing all of this shit is like very undeniable. Like I definitely think the eyebrow post, like I was talking about, like if you and I hated a bitch.
It definitely does feel intentional.
If you and I hated a bitch for rightful reasons, I would never do it like that. But I mean like, and that bitch was posting her eyebrows. That's some shit I would just like,
yeah,
do
we would think it
without
was funny.
thinking.
Like, let's just post our eyebrows.
And just certain things like her like gagging at Taylor Swift on that show.
I know, but I feel like it was like a wild and out like type show.
But even if it is a wild and out show, like first of all, just be smarter. Even if you genuinely fucking feel that way, like
yeah, you can't
girl,
fuck with
the
Taylor Swift.
Swifties?
That's like the most dangerous thing in the
That's
world to
how
do.
I
By
feel.
the way, I'm going to the Taylor Swift Eras tour this weekend.
And that's also kind of how I feel that it's like, even if I felt that like this way, like is like you could tell that until this, she felt like she could do all these sly things to Selena under the radar, and that her fans would like
yeah,
never.
she thought she was being like sneaky deaky,
Like
but then it's
invincible.
like the internet lives forever.
100%. And it's just obviously Selena, like she took the high road and she's like a sweet sweetie. And like, I understand why everyone is team Selena, and like, so am I, you know?
I do too.
But what I will say is I saw this tweet that was like, y'all are so quick to talk about like how mean the media was to Paris and Lindsay and Brittany. And then like it's
That's
happening
exactly
right
what
now
you're doing
before
to
your
Hailey.
eyes. And it's like, it's just crazy to me because it's exactly what's happening. And it's like, it's crazy how much a man can get away with, because in reality, the root of all of this, and I hate to say it, I said one thing on TikTok. I said one fucking thing. I made a video like if Justin wasn't defending me and I was Hailey, I would fuck his brother. And I stand by that. I would. Like if I was Hailey in that situation, I would have had
Absolutely.
been gone. But like, I made this one TikTok and it made all these like Snapchat headlines. And it was like my worst fear because I'm such a fucking diehard Justin Bieber fan.
But it is like, it's imagine being his wife and like people are going on stage or you're going on stage and people are chanting like fuck Hailey Bieber in the audience. And he's like,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
He's almost like eating it up. He's
Like I think she is finally getting karma for maybe a lot of the little like sly things that have gone on over the years. But I think at the same time, the media and people are just taking it way too fucking far. But it all does, like my point of this is like it all does, like this is all Justin's fault. As much as I hate to say it.
And if everything that everybody is assuming is true, which is like the whole narrative is like, you know, he doesn't even like her and he's just with her to like make Selena jealous or like whatever it is. Imagine how sad that really is. If it is true, how sad it is. Like, and how horrible you're being. Like, I said this like last time we tried to film this episode, but like if Hailey were to like, if something were to happen to her, she were to like kill herself or something, like something horrible, which is what happens when you bully, like when tens of millions of people bully someone on the internet. God knows what would happen. So I just feel like that's the only reason that I ever defend her online is because it's like, why? Like, we do not know these people.
And it is just so crazy to me that like the entire narrative is Hailey or Selena and not like Justin juggled them like juggling balls.
Literally juggling. He was juggling those balls.
Like, and that's kind of where it, you know.
Is sad. Like, yeah, nobody has ever said a word about him. Like, he might have done something wrong in this situation.
And as the woman in that situation, I would be even more sick. I would be like, fuck you, you did this.
Because
I
I couldn't imagine, like, me personally, like, if I were with somebody and I'm so in love with this person, but like the entire world, like literally hundreds of millions of people are so attached to his previous relationship, I would have already been gone. I'm so sorry. Like, I couldn't have handled that.
No, that within itself is like so hard, like all the edits and all that.
It would
type
have been
of shit.
so hard for me. And then like the opposite of that would be to be Selena and to have all those people invested in my previous relationship that I'm trying to get over and the world can't. Like, it's so hard for both of them. And so I feel bad. Like, I feel equally horrible for like Selena and Hailey, and not bad for Justin at all. No offense, but like,
yeah. And you'd think that if he was just like chilling like that, it would be like the appropriate time to kind of stand up for your old lady.
Get the fuck up, Justin, and say something.
Oh my God. I can't see. That's a problem, is that I am such a believer that like he could actually like
I like
kill
Justin
someone
too.
And I would be like, they had to go.
I like him too, but I feel like it's horrible. Both of them, like, they're victims. Like, alleviate them. You know what I mean? Like, do something crazy.
For sure. I don't know. Speaking of horrible relationships.
Uh-oh.
Tyga.
Oh no.
I don't know how to tread lightly here.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I wonder what they talk about. Like, what do Avril and Tyga talk about?
What?
I want her to be happy. If you're happy.
What do they talk about? That, I feel like my opinion is very skewed on Tyga. Like, I'm trying to think of him how like the public thinks of him.
I haven't had like a bad experience with Tyga, but it's just like, who hasn't dated Tyga? Like, Avril's an icon. Avril needs to date like an icon.
I've never seen a couple where I so much am like, what?
Like,
the
where
hell?
did that cut? That's like if the Pope stepped out dating like Summer Rae. That's how I feel. Like, it makes no sense.
God. Oh my God. Like, just Tara's World and Joe Biden.
That's a good fit, to be honest.
The other day I was eating at Catch Steak and I'm sitting there at like a business dinner and I'm like no makeup on too, like looking beat, which just made it so much worse. And they walk in and of course, like Avril and Tyga walk in. And of course I'm like making it all about me. I'm like, this is so weird. Like, what's going on? Like, this is so weird. They were just like sitting like far from each other at this table. Like, I don't really feel like I like.
You're like texting Daily Mail. Like, looks like they don't even like you.
What I was going to say was Daily Mail was already texted. I walked outside and there was some paparazzi. And I was talking about this today, that like every celebrity you know calls the paparazzi on themselves. And I feel like it is like a 60-40 situation where it's like
sometimes
60% of the time. Yeah, 60% of the time it's organic. It's the paparazzi caught them. They're outside. It's a hotspot restaurant. There's always paparazzi outside for no reason as well.
You also don't go to Catch Steak if you don't think that the paparazzi are going to come.
100%.
Any Catch restaurant at all.
And
listen,
then
I worked there.
The other 40% of paparazzi is very much like the PR machine working and you call them. And because I obviously have done so much of both in my life, maybe a little more of the calling.
I love the self-awareness.
Over time, I have made such good friends with a lot of these paparazzis. And I love it because I love the fucking tea and I love the gossip. And they know more than fucking anyone, because especially the shit they can't put out and who calls them and so on and so forth. And there are certain paparazzis that are like bouncing around, like genuinely they get the 95% of their shots because they just go to places and people are there. And then there's the other paparazzi who like aren't lifting a finger leaving their house until someone gives them a tip and they know they're getting the shot because they're like a little more, do you know what I mean? Like they make more money. They're a little more esteemed, that they just like, they're not just waiting. You know what I mean? And I was really close for a long time with one of those paparazzis. Like him and I were like this, like not only would he like take my photos and whatever, but like he would tell me every celebrity who called them at every moment of the day. And it was so fucking interesting and awesome.
I love that.
And I walked outside and I saw him and he like took some photos of me and then I give him a hug and he's like, you know what I'm waiting for? And it was just like super funny because I was like,
did they call them?
Well,
that's the assumption.
All signs point to that.
What I will say, not to defend, but I was a Catch employee.
Mm-hmm.
There are people at Catch who will call. Oh yeah.
Like the workers will call.
There is someone whose like actual job is to, it's like celebrity relations, and like you want to make it look like celebrities are coming. So you
like
you will
call them.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like PR for the restaurant.
But it's way more exciting to think that Tyga called this guy.
I know this guy. You know what I mean? And I don't know. But I mean, I feel like the relationship, in my opinion, has to be for press.
They have to either be doing a song or like something just doesn't make sense about it
at all to me.
The Selena Gomez, like Drew Taggart, like when that relationship was like coming about, I'm like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
That's like almost the same way I feel. This to me feels a little weirder.
Selena Gomez and Chainsmoker Boy make way more sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was like a little bit more normal, but still I think Selena Gomez is like,
yeah,
like she should date like the Pope.
Yeah, literally.
Let's talk about Mod Sun for a second here. we accidentally skipped over that one. What do we think happened there? Do you think that she maybe threw him a curveball? Was it like a mutual disagreement that they had and they separated? What do you know? What insight do you have?
I really don't know what happened between the two of them.
Okay, Obama. Like, the fuck? I literally was laying here a day ago and Modson was on FaceTime. Tell me what you know, bitch.
Oh my God. I can't look back at the cameras.
You do.
I folded. No,
she tried to listen. Tell us what you know. Listen, this is the canceled podcast.
I'm not going to do that because what I can say,
Modson, we love you and we support you.
Yeah, we're on really cool, fun, fresh terms. And I love that. The only time I saw Modson in the entire time after we broke up, I always say this, he's the only person I've ever dated for like a fucking year, broken up with, and then never saw them again. Like, just like we actually like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like clean break.
Cold cut, which I think the only time I ever saw him was like 2 years after we broke up in New York City. And I walk up to him and I'm like, Karma's a great fucking song. Like, I'm ready to go off on him. And he looks at me and he goes, you got bangs. And I go, I what? Like, after 2 years, that's all you're going to fucking say to me is you got bangs. It became an entire bit in my life. Like, whenever like someone has so much to say and they just don't say anything, it's you got bangs. Like, it's actually, it'll always blow my mind.
That he is inspirational for that, honest to God, because I could never, even if I didn't give a fuck about a person, like, you think I'm gonna go my whole life without talking to them again?
Yeah. So it's nice, you know, to like be cool.
He was one of my favorite exes viewers. I thought he was a really good, healthy relation, or at least from what I saw. You and I weren't super close at that time. Like, that was like right in the beginning of our like real friendship. So I don't have a lot to say about it, but I was like shocked when you guys broke up. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it definitely like happened very quick. Like, we were just, I was saying this the other day. I was just like, we were so angry, and like now I don't even know why. And it's funny. I actually will share a fun story. Like, so he wrote that song Karma about me, which
I hope you choke.
Which everyone in my life, it's so funny. I like
song eats.
If anyone's mad at me in my life, they're posting Karma on their story. Like, it is just a universal like fuck Tana song.
I did it,
and I'm so excited to see what Avril gets. I'm so fucking excited. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Karma
she's
2.0,
probably gonna
come
get
on.
like a. But I feel like
Karma
he'll
album.
be more. No offense, like, not that you're like a really polarizing figure, but I feel like he can't
Yeah, like
so much
Avril
of his
fans
fan base is like over in overlap that I don't think he can be as like dangerous about it. That was a bad song though. He literally said, I hope your new man gives you something that you can't get rid of.
Which is just crazy. It's actually crazy.
I got a song called Go Fuck Yourself.
But I will just say the mean songs, they hit way better than the, like
I was just happy to get a song, but honestly,
like he wrote so many nice, sweet songs about me. And like that one is the one that like definitely sticks out. After we broke up, for some reason, I was in a really dark place as we were breaking up as well. Like I've talked about it. I was, substances and me were fucking best friends and I was just not in the best place. And after we broke up, for some reason, I just really didn't remember like a lot of the things I did. And he wrote Karma. And I was just like, who, me? Like, why would you write this song about little old me? What did I do wrong? And
I love living in delusion.
He told me that one of the last times that he saw me, he picked me up from my house and I get in his car and I'm like faded as fuck. And I'll just like bleep the name, I guess, because I've said I fucked this person like before, so it doesn't really matter. But I get in his car and he's like, I want to fix this. Like, tell me what I can do, like, or whatever. Like, how do we talk about this? And I look him dead in the eyes and I go, I just fucked an hour ago.
It was,
why would I say that? To like, no wonder he wrote that song. Like, I have no recollection of this.
I would have written that song about you if I had any talent at all.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, I have no recollection of this. And I'm just finding out all these little like breadcrumbs of things I did. And I'm like, you should have wrote meaner shit. Like, I'm out here living in delusion world. Like that I did nothing fucking wrong during this breakup.
That's fucking that's hilarious. And honestly, Karma wasn't even that bad.
It's a banger. And apparently in New York City, the only time I saw him when he walked up to me and said, you got bangs.
When we went for,
I was talking to you. Like he walked up to me, just no wonder he was like, you got bangs.
Listen to me. If nothing else comes of this episode, this is a formal apology to Joe.
Let me tag on to that and Chris.
After having been in a relationship where somebody actually did just do so many wrong things, I feel like Joe didn't do anything wrong. He was nothing but he was just honest. He was like, listen, I don't want to be with you. I was like, how dare you?
It's so easy to like villainize the shit out of someone. Well, you know what I mean?
He was nothing but he was just honest. Like he always just told me like, listen, this is not, that's not the vibe. And I was like, you don't mean that. He meant that, first of all. And second of all, after that, I ended up with somebody who just lied.
So much about everything. Any more pop culture? Let's see. People are saying that this is finally the official downfall of the Kardashians. Like how they're not invited to the Met and like whatever.
There's just no such thing. Even if we wanted it to happen, it wouldn't happen. I personally don't want it to happen because they entertain me.
Amanda Bynes just got 5150 holded. 5150 holded.
Amanda, it happens to the best of us, okay?
She was like walking naked down like downtown LA, I think.
But she asked for help herself, I think. Or she's the one who called, which is amazing. And it makes me sad because she was such like an integral an important part, at least of my like childhood.
Absolutely.
Like she was my idol and it makes me sad. You have to wonder like what happened.
100%. I think it does just like attest to all the fucked up shit that happens to like child stars. But do you know what bothers me so much that I saw on Twitter today? Because I was obviously like researching these topics before I wrote them down. And I was I saw this tweet that had like 100,000 retweets. And it was like all these photos of her like looking so good. And like, you know what I mean? Just like in her like prime acting, like hot girl era. And it was like, what did you guys do to Amanda Bynes? Like she was so fine then. And it's like, I see this all the time. Like even like how Cara Delevingne was just like kind of being wild. People saw her spotted looking a little crazy, acting a little crazy. And then like 8 months later, she was at the Vanity Fair thing, like looking just recently, this past like couple weekends ago.
She looks amazing.
She looked amazing. And all the comments are like, great to see her healthy again. And it's
like, why are you not on her side when she's doing that? Like that sucks.
Well, and people just like so equate in Hollywood. Like if a woman looks good, she's doing good. Do you know what I mean? Like if Amanda Bynes like looked fine right now, like people wouldn't. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I guess it seemingly correlates, but it doesn't really make sense. A lot of times I feel like when somebody's like really thin and they look amazing, that's like when they're at their worst, like especially people with like drug issues and stuff. Cause it's like
it's such a wild thing to me that people have just always done that. Like, oh, she looks so amazing. Glad to see she's doing better. Like that doesn't mean that. Like she could still be like in a dark ass place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope she's okay. Amanda, we love you.
Yeah, I do love her so much. And I'm sad about that. Lindsay Lohan's pregnant.
God.
There's nothing like, I wish there was more. I want to know more.
I want to see the kid now. Wait, who's her baby daddy?
Who is her baby daddy?
We've never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's like just this dude.
Doesn't really matter. It's Lindsay Lohan's kid.
That's true. We think Megan and MGK are broken up. For sure, right?
I think they should be.
You do?
That's my personal opinion.
Why?
I get scared to be controversial because like we have like Hunter and like people who like tie us to these people a little bit. But not that I think that MGK is like a bad person or anything, but I see some toxic like vibes between the two of them. I don't really feel like that's a healthy relationship, in my opinion.
And see, I love it. I romanticize the shit out of it.
A healthy relationship? No.
Like I want them to be,
Megan, do what you want.
I want them to be together forever. I romanticize the shit out of it. You know, it's
Yeah.
so bad. Bad Bunny's ex bitch is suing him for $40 million because she said Bad Bunny and he put it on a
Bunny
song.
Baby or whatever.
Yeah, which is
Get your
crazy.
money, girl. Honestly, he's got 40 million to spare.
Tiger
Right.
Woods' girlfriend is also suing him, or like I don't know if it's his girlfriend.
Is it
or
the same one
fiance.
he like?
Dude, you know Tiger Woods'
He kicked
wife
her
is
out.
like the richest woman literally like ever because of her divorce.
Which is so goated.
She collected like what 100 something mil in the divorce.
Because she took like half of him, right?
She's brilliant. I would too. See, I always like think, oh, I would never take money from a guy. If he cheated on me dozens, hundreds of times, I'm taking everything. I'll take all of it.
I'm taking all of it no matter what. Any way I can get, you know what I mean? Work smarter, not harder, right?
I think that about myself, but then I think about like what guys have done to me, and I'm like, no, like he's so fine.
No, I feel like honestly, I could see a guy cheating on you, and like right now, if you could take half of this man's net, like you
I'd be
wouldn't.
like, I could never.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have taken half of.
No, she's just
half
gonna.
of nothing is still nothing.
She goes to suck his dick behind a Barney's Beanery.
No, that's a different one.
Who's Mackenzie Scott? Oh, she also took millions from him.
Is she the one? How much did she get?
Oh yeah, she's lit.
These bitches should start a club, like a book club, but they all just sit around and count their motherfucking exes'
Dude,
money.
that is the most inspirational thing I've ever fucking. How do you even like? Does she have it in her account? Like, how do you get that?
What I want
I
to
love
know
her.
is like, how is Jeff Bezos not smart enough to like be like, this
No,
is
because-
the if I cheat on you clause?
Because
you know?
because at the time that they got married, she was making significantly more money than him. That's why. So the prenup, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the prenup that they signed was like she.
See, this is what I'm saying. Believe in the poor boys.
She at the time was making like significantly more money than him. So like once Amazon took off and stuff, it like the prenup still applied or like whatever it was.
Oh my God. So
And she
ladies
got half of his.
out there, if you're with the Pogue,
But she was way more successful than him and she believed in him.
that's crazy.
And she helped him. It's not like she like did nothing. She really like Amazon took off because of her, because she's a woman and he could have never done it on his own.
That's enough on pop culture, honestly. I feel like I have a really rogue segment idea.
Okay.
And I tweeted today asking people.
Didn't have a prenup. Yeah. So he didn't have a prenup because at the time she was making more money.
They both are so ugly.
Amari.
136 billion.
Never mind.
136 billion. Nobody's ugly with 136 billion.
So
That's
sexy.
fucking crazy.
And
Okay.
first of all, ugly. I'm like, my ears perk up. I'm like, ugly.
So today I tweeted and was like, what kind of segments do you want to see on the canceled podcast? And
They just want to see the canceled
the
podcast.
top tweet back was like, isn't it always you and Brooke? Like, what kind of segment do you mean? Like, we just want the podcast. And I was like, all right, okay. So I left the segment making into my own hands, right?
Oh, good.
And my favorite TikToker right now, by far, like by a landslide,
Octopussy.
octopus lover.
Oh.
That too, though. Pussy PSA. He is the funniest person on fucking TikTok. If you guys don't know, he basically does these bits where people will be like, act like Amelia Earhart getting lost. You know what I mean? And then he'll have to sit there and like modern dayify Amelia Earhart getting lost in wherever
I don't
she
know
got
if
lost.
I'm educated enough on him.
It is, he'll be like he just did one that was like, be the fifth president that didn't make it onto Mount Rushmore. And then he's like
Oh.
on the phone and he's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's so fucking funny. I can't do it justice. Go watch him. I'm his biggest fan. But it inspired me because one night in Miami, Paige and I were high as fuck. And he made this TikTok about like the Trojan horse. And do you know what the Trojan horse was? Okay, I'm going to explain this to you in the best way I possibly can. Like a bunch of people wanted to attack another group of people. And so this one guy was like, okay, we like imagine it was like inside of something like the Met Gala. Okay. Like these people wanted to attack people inside of the Met Gala. You know what I mean? So they all got in this giant statue that was like a horse and they were all like hiding inside with their like guns and their knives. And then they got inside and they got out of the horse statue and they attacked them. This was like a real thing in history. Which is fucking crazy to me.
It was like a decoy.
Like, and I've been realizing through Octopus Lovers TikToks that I don't really know a lot about history.
Oh.
And I think it could be fun today if Amari read things to us and we took our best stab at
That
what
would be
we
good.
think
You
they
know,
are.
I just brushed up on all my history in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, she brushed up on a lot of things.
So brushed
this
up on
is-
so many
She was
things.
brushing and ushing and blushing and
So this is Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader canceled edition, which I can't wait.
hello, ladies and genitals. We are gathered here today. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, I have I think 10 to 15 historical questions. I'm honestly very, very. For a second, I was like, do I just switch these out and make them just
He said racially motivated.
Racially motivated.
He said, imagine if I was like, when was slavery abolished?
I'm like, what was Martin
both
Luther's
of us are
last
like-
name? Columbus set sail from Spain on what 3 ships? Bonus in what year?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
No way.
What year, babe?
No.
In 17...
No.
1492.
18...
But I almost said 1942.
1874.
No, but you were right with the ships. You were right with
Oh.
the year. Columbus sailed the ocean blue, 1492.
So what is the
The Nina, the Pinta, and the,
The
Santa
Nina, the
Maria.
Wina.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, bitch.
Why
That's
did the
crazy.
U.S. join World War II? Okay, come on.
They were mad?
Because
Well, obviously.
because of the they discovered Poland invaded the Hiroshima.
And what does invaded even mean?
The
couldn't-
attack on Pearl Harbor, babe.
No, I knew
why
that.
was everyone
I
so
was
mad
just
about
kidding.
this tea?
What?
Why was everyone so mad about
That was a joke, by
The
the way. I
attack
was
on
just
Pearl
kidding.
Harbor?
I just went to Holocaust Museum.
the US was mad about the attack on Pearl Harbor, which was
Hawaii? Hawaii?
because they were taxing
Your
tea.
favorite place to literally
the
travel
Pearl
to.
Harbor happened in Hawaii?
Yes!
If gun to my head, I would have said Boston, Massachusetts.
You know, in high school, I
That's a
marched in a
good
Pearl
guess.
Harbor parade. My dance team danced in it too. I had pom-poms and everything. I was such a slay.
So the US started a whole war over some
the
spilled
tax
tea?
the tax on.
What did you
on
hope the
tea.
U.S. started a whole war if your house got attacked?
I thought it was something.
What? Okay.
So the war was on Japan, and then the
And
US
then
was
we
like,
did
we're
the
mad too.
internment camps.
So the Pearl Harbor was Japan attacking us.
Okay.
We're
Check this one out.
kidding.
Come on. This
We
one.
knew this.
Who was the second president of the United States?
But please, even if you get your guess, please give me a fair chance, please.
Okay, go.
Oh my God. The problem is I could sit down and make you an MLA formatted 30-page PowerPoint on every single thing that has happened, date and time on Justin and Selena. And I don't know the second motherfucking president. Who's the second president? You're Googling it. And I know you are because you're a
see
big
her
fat
Googling
cheater
over
liar.
there.
I was
Crazy.
never going to guess John Adams.
Benjamin Franklin was never a president, right?
No, I did the light bulb. Wait. No, he was. But who invented the light bulb?
Who
Thomas
was the
Edison.
second president? It
John
starts with an A.
Adams. John Adams. She said it.
Oh, John Adams?
Yeah, I was
That
never
sounds
going to guess
fake.
that though. I googled
That
it.
sounds so fake.
I googled it, and he's not
Sounds
on
like an
any.
apple juice
if
brand.
he's not on a bill, I don't give a fuck.
Like John Adams apple juice.
If he's not on a bill, I don't give a fuck. Babe, Barack's not on a bill.
I love you, Barack. That was our sexiest president for real.
Sure.
Okay.
How would you end?
Michelle can hear you.
The Statue of Liberty was a gift to the United States from which country? Slay.
Is France a country?
And what's it made of?
What's it made of?
Mhm.
Ceramic.
She's like, French fries.
What's it made of?
Copper, bitch. That's why it oxidizes. It was gold, or it was bronze. Like when it got there.
And it turned green.
Yeah, because
You're
it
telling
oxidizes.
me no one painted the Statue of Liberty green.
No, it like oxidizes because of the water and like the moisture. Like what happens to like a
You'd think it'd be like ombre then.
Well, over the course of like a lot of years.
No, yeah.
Okay. Who was the most famous conductor for the Underground Railroad?
Harriet Tubman. Was that it?
Yes.
Yay!
She's like, who is that? Where did the Pilgrims land?
They landed.
Ellis Island.
I'm like, Epstein Island. The Pilgrims land. What does that mean? Were they like coming from space? Were they skydiving?
Hangar 3.
No, I know this.
Wait, I don't. Can we talk
Like,
about the
where did they
landing more?
where they landed? The Pilgrims obviously traveled like on a boat. Where did they get off their boat at? Like, where did they?
Obviously
Sail
they-
of the Ocean Blue. Something for me and you.
What?
Where did they
go?
land? Was it in America? I'm like, Tampa,
Wait, I
Florida.
hate looking stupid. I think we're gonna have to cut this whole segment. I
Don't think city. Don't think like anything like that. There's like just like a name. There's like
North Pole.
a historical
Oh, you sailed north.
Plymouth Rock.
No one was
That's
gonna say
made
Plymouth.
up.
Tell Pilgrims, y'all hear this?
Wait, I hate looking stupid. I really don't like
you
this
could tell me
segment.
that mountain right there is Plymouth Rock, and I'd be like, cool.
It's in Massachusetts.
And that's what I've always said.
Oh, you're so validating to the Massachusettsians.
Pages from Massachusetts.
How many U.S. presidents have there been?
So it's Plymouth Rock. I'm sorry. You like tell me it's a
52.
music genre. You're like, yeah, there's punk rock, Plymouth Rock. That's what MGK
You're like,
is.
oh my god, wait, my favorite headliner at Coachella is a part of that genre.
Okay, go ahead. What's
Yeah,
next?
how many U.S. presidents have there been?
My guess was
Including the one we
53. I
had.
said 52.
53?
You want to guess again?
No.
Should we?
Is it right there? They're like 54.
No, guess
51.
lower. Under 50.
Under
49.
No. See, no. And I've always said this Mandela effect. I've been alive. And I'm like Obama.
She's like, I fucked George Washington.
Obama was our 50th president.
No. The Louisiana Purchase was a deal between the United States and which country?
Louisiana. I'm just kidding. Wait, the Louisiana.
France.
Yes.
I was just there.
I know you were guessing.
I was just guessing because
She
it's
didn't
like
know
they
if
gave
France
us.
was a country a second ago.
Right.
Right.
That's fair. I still
But I'm
don't
proud of you.
actually. Wait, I just feel like France is so giving and taking. Like they were like, oh my God, we gave you a statue. Can we have Louisiana?
France is so verse. What kind of tax is collected on the money people earn?
Income tax.
Thank you. I was like, come on. Let's be real.
Don't you feel like that's saying like wet water? Like
Yes.
income tax. Like it's like the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes, but it makes it like that. It's like dumbed down that much. So it's like if you.
Okay.
But I thought about it.
Okay.
So.
Latitude versus.
Longitude.
Okay. Just latitude versus longitude. Like which one's which?
Latitude. Longitude.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
I'm just not
You're
even
wrong.
going to get into how little I know about that
You're
because it's
wrong.
just sad.
That's
What's
not
vice
true.
versa?
Really?
Latitude's horizontal.
How do you know what you don't know where's north?
Ladder.
But how do you know that I wasn't pointing north?
I didn't invent them, babe.
But how do you know that this wasn't like this?
Because you go latitude.
No, but this is the equator to me.
Wait, what's the equator to you?
This.
The equator goes this way. It's at 0 degrees.
I know, but I'm saying north is this way.
The bitch is like, what's with the Rubik's
I
Cube?
was like talking to him, you know.
that's
Do you
Like-
think latitude and longitude are just for like people who want to like, like people who want to sound smart? Stop. Next.
Okay, give me.
Next.
Come on.
Next time you're on like
vertical.
a private jet, you're like, what?
What's the longitude, sir?
3 branches of government.
Judicial, executive,
Tall, grande, venti.
executive, judicial, legislative.
Sly. What is the name of the most famous pyramids?
Why do I want to say Giza?
Yep.
Second option was gyoza.
Wait, you guys should really look at Joe Rogan talks a lot about the pyramids, but it's actually so interesting. Like if you think about like timing and stuff. Do you know that
That's the type of shit I would say to a guy to
Do you
get him
know
to
that,
fuck me.
Yeah, you know that Cleopatra was closer, or her like in age, she was closer to the invention of the iPhone than she was the building of the pyramids.
Wow. One bad bitch.
So
and
like
she
it
do
feels
what I
like they
say
just
so.
made a pyramid and then put Cleopatra in there.
Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like to me.
I don't know anything about our
Justice
girl
for
Cleo.
Cleopatra.
Justice for Cleopatra.
Cleo.
In which town was Jesus born?
Bethlehem.
Yes.
And I've always said that I love God. I just love God. I'm a God girl.
I got in
Mhm.
trouble on our Hot Ones video because I said I didn't believe in God. I do.
You got in trouble for
I
that?
believe in God. Well, they were like, I respect Tana so much more. Brooke, not so much. I was like, ooh.
I just feel like if at the off chance that there is a God, I need to be like on his team.
Listen, I'm on his team too. I still talk to him. I just
Yeah.
don't know.
Just asking for shit.
I just don't know for sure.
Last question. Honestly, I wouldn't know this one either.
How do you know we don't know it? Don't say either.
I just have an inkling. Little Miss fucking latitude, longitude over there.
I had it right. You just weren't calibrated right.
Okay, compass rose. What city was the first capital of the United States?
Philadelphia. I'm just kidding.
Why is he so offended by that?
That was right. Shut
Was
the
it
fuck
really?
up. How?
You know what we need for canceled? You know what we need? This is when I say canceled 2.0, I mean the only thing that's going to change is I'm ordering confetti cannons. Imagine right now confetti came from the ceiling.
Like a golden buzzer.
Way Philadelphia was right.
I'm ordering so much confetti.
I knew it because I'm fucking brilliant.
Wait, I'm really confused.
She learned that in DC when she was hopping around latitude, longitude on the dick.
I was latitude, longituding all over that.
Okay, let's
compass hosing, if anything.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of season 2 of Canceled. We hope you learned something about history and something about how not to act.
I think we should make that a segment on every episode so that we can learn.
I'm kind of loving it. We could be really smart by the end of it.
And it will be, and I want to educate some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Louisiana Purchase and all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below if you do one fucking thing, a guest that you want us to have on the next season of Canceled. The more canceled, the better. The more ingenuitive, the better. Like, I want some fucked up.
The sexier, the better, honestly. Tell us.
110%. Like, I know y'all want Trisha Paytas. I know y'all want Ethan Klein. I know y'all want Jeff. I know the people you want, but get spunky with the requests because we're really trying. Like, I'm trying to have the second president on.
John Adams.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Stay canceled.